Good morning, beautiful. Hi, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. On Good Deeds Buffalo, the Western New York community will nominate someone for their good deed. This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes our beacon of hope and kindness. And by merit, I will select someone to showcase and thank. In this episode of Good Deeds Buffalo, I will introduce you to Lisa LaTrovato. Lisa is the founder and president of the 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle, which brings together professional women of all backgrounds to support small non-for-profits that serve women and children in the 8 counties of Western New York. Then, meet the Giving Circle's quarterly grant winner as they gift them the second biggest donation ever live on our show. Plus, we'll check back in with Pastor Terry King and Catherine Roberts with a community update. Enjoy the show. Joining me now in studio is Lisa LaTrovato, founder of 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle. Lisa, what is the 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle?
Well, Jordan, thanks for having me today. I really appreciate it. Our Giving Circle is made up of local women from Western New York who get together 4 times a year, and they focus on small not-for-profits who have a budget of $1 million or less and help women and children all over Western New York. It's a wonderful circle where women get a chance to learn about these small not-for-profits they may never heard of, and then they volunteer, hopefully, and then they become board members, and then we're creating another generation of women leaders here in Western New York and helping these small not-for-profits get the seed money they need to go to the next level with their organization.
So if I'm hearing correctly, you gather 4 times a year and you give a grant to a nonprofit who really needs those resources, right?
Absolutely, especially now more than ever, and during the pandemic, our donations meant more than they ever did.
Wow, and when did you start this?
I started in 2019.
Oh wow, so 2019. And can you tell me about some previous donations that you've had? I know you've given quite a few.
Absolutely, so over the past 3 years, we're just at the 3.5-year mark, we've given over $35,000 to about 15 organizations.
Wow.
And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's very impactful.
No, that's a huge amount.
Our largest donation was Upward Design for Life in March 2020, right before the shutdown. And we were the largest donation they had at that point for seed funding, and now they are just going national, and their mission is wonderful, so we're very proud to be supportive of that organization.
Wow, you were able to help get them going, and now they're just running.
That's what we really want to do, is be the seed funding to get people going.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned there's other chapters as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So we have a 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are going to be expanding into Chicago in July. But also in Buffalo, we've expanded to mental health with Jenny's Circle, and we're going to be starting a youth giving circle called This Little Light of Mine this fall.
Oh wow! So people can start their own giving circle. How do they go about that?
Absolutely. So we work with folks who want to start a chapter, and we set them up over the course of a year. Hand in hand, we work with them and get them to launch. And the good deeds keep continuing across the country. So our crazy goal is 50 Fabulous in 50 states at some point.
Wow, and what does it mean to you to have the women involved in this coming together to support each other?
It's really what Buffalo's about. Our last meeting a few short weeks ago that we'll talk a little bit about later, it was us coming together after a horrific incident in our city and wanting to be together to do good for an organization that was on the ground, boots on the ground.
Which leads me to my next question. Why did you choose Confident Girl Mentoring Program to be your finalist for this quarter?
Absolutely. So of course our mission is women and children and women leaders, and Confident Girl Mentoring was definitely in that mission that we were looking to support. And we had 2 other wonderful organizations that were the finalists, and that was Lothlorien and actually someone right here in this area, which is Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
And they do wonderful work.
They do, and I have to tell you, it was the most moving meeting we had, because of course we remembered those who we lost and paid respects. But after, we always do kind of alphabetical order, Confident Girl Mentoring went, and after they went, Lothlorien stood up and they said, we forfeit our nomination.
Wow.
Confident Girl Mentoring needs it. And they walked off, and then Sleep in Heavenly Peace came up and they said, Maggie, totally agree, we forfeit our nomination, please give the resources where it belongs. So we've invited them back for our September meeting because of the grace that they showed and the city of good neighbors that they showed.
Yeah, I mean, that is a beautiful moment where you've seen the City of Good Neighbors lending a hand to those who really need it, and a program that is so beneficial to our community.
Absolutely.
So when we return, we'll meet up with Confident Girl Mentoring President and CEO Tiffany Lewis. She's the finalist of this quarter's 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle donation. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss this. Make sure to follow us on all of the latest social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Welcome back to Good Deeds Buffalo. Joining us now is the finalist of this quarter's 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle donation. It's the Confident Girl Mentoring Program, President and CEO Tiffany Lewis, and her granddaughter, Nicia, right?
Correct, Nasiah.
Nasiah, wonderful. Now, Tiffany, what is Confident Girl Mentoring Program?
Oh my goodness, Confident Girl Mentoring Program is an organization where all young people, in particular girls, will have the confidence and the self-esteem to do amazing things and to be their best self.
Wow, and it seems like it's certainly catching on. When did you start this?
So Confident Girl Mentoring actually started in 2016 because I do count the years of startup, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so but we became officially a nonprofit in 2017.
Oh, wow.
So we work to raise awareness on the mental health that's associated with having low self-esteem and low confidence in marginalized communities.
It's certainly something that you need to take a look at and be aware of, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the basis of our organization is to not only raise awareness, but also to take a comprehensive approach to making sure that self-esteem and that confidence has been raised by at least 10% once they have undergone the organization.
Wow, and so what are some previous events that you've held to do that?
So we take a trauma-sensitive approach to a lot of our programming. So we do restorative justice circles. We have an amazing 12-week program that's called The Culture, that actually takes a deep dive into the self-esteem, the confidence, the self-awareness, the self-identity. So that means that we definitely take going from the inside out, because that's where it really starts from.
Absolutely. Now, can you share some stories of success, with me of your program working?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So, wow, over the past 6 years or so, we've had amazing stories. One in particular I can share. Starting the organization, we had a young girl. We actually started in Niagara Falls.
Oh, wow.
And she was in 7th grade at the time. And she said, I need you to come back. She never said, I wanted you to. She said, I need you. And that was the call for action. Today now, she is still enrolled in the program, having graduated high school. And then another success story is a young lady who now was also, again, in the 7th grade, having challenges in the home, turning to the organization for support, and having, had that resource for her to be able to be, who she is today. So
yeah, and it's certainly something that, I'll say this, growing up, I could have used some support in some areas, and I can only imagine the Black community has been marginalized for so long, and so you're coming in and you're trying to pick up and help the community where it needs it. Confidence and mentoring.
Absolutely.
And those are very important aspects to building a stronger community.
Absolutely.
What are some programs that you offer, like your community?
Oh, so we offer a 12-week program first. It's called The Culture.
The Culture, yeah.
And so that's 12 weeks of actual instruction. That's the basis of the Confident Girl Mentoring program itself. And then after that, we also have Beauty Redefined workshops. We have our sports component, which is coming up soon, which is our jump rope program, bringing back that pastime sport.
And that's always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so amazing because the youth, they actually compete. So it's a full competition in 4 areas, and it's just so. You do financial literacy, we do life skills training. It's endless, yes.
Wow. So Nicia, what do you like about the program? I hear you're kind of the champion, right?
That there's a lot of new people, and all these events that have been happening just is so exciting, and everything has been going on in the program.
It is so cool. And I can definitely tell you have a certain level of confidence today, and it is wonderful.
Thank you.
So what does it mean to you, Tiffany, to have the support of other women and other nonprofit organizations?
It means so much, right? Because we can't do this work alone. It needs full support, not just from the national levels, but also from the local levels as well. And having been awarded this grant will actually change the way that we actually provide programming. What has happened in our community now, we just continue to provide those restorative justice and take that trauma sensitive approach, and we're creating what's called a first mindfulness room for our young people. Oftentimes our young people don't have an outlet, so with that I'm also a certified ACEs trainer, so adverse childhood experiences and trauma, so they'll be able to have an outlet to actually get that peace. Instead of sending them to a timeout, let's send them to a place of peace. So this will actually help, with that as well.
Absolutely. So how can people pitch in and get involved?
Oh, so there's a lot of ways. One, you can go to our website, which is www.cgmpinc.org. There is our donate page. You can do that. You can also private donate, public. I mean, there's so many different ways to get them. Mentors, we definitely mentorship, volunteers. It's unlimited. There's so many absolutely. So there isn't. If someone says, "Well, I don't know what to do," well, just get involved. So yeah,
Perfect.
Absolutely.
And we'll certainly have that information on our website, gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. Sit tight, because we have something for you. And I just want to say, we're truly inspired for what you do for our community. And I know Lisa and the Giving Circle feels the same way. And we have something for you. And I've been so excited about this because the 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle has a check for you in the Confident Girl Mentoring Program.
Wow.
I don't know the amount of the check, but I know it's their second largest donation ever. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Deeds Buffalo. We are here with Lisa LaTrovato with 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle and Tiffany Lewis with Confident Girl Mentoring Program. You're actually the recipient of this quarter's, she's going to be the winner of the donation.
Yes.
And Lisa has something here for you.
So Tiffany, your presentation and your mission touched our Giving Circle so much at this recent May meeting that we had. And we know it was only a few short days from that terrible racist attack on the east side of Buffalo. And the work that you're doing with the young girls who knew the victims, but also survivors, and your racial healing groups really touched our heart. And it's my pleasure on behalf of 100 members, Western New York members of the Giving Circle, to present the second largest donation in our history, a 3-year history, of $5,440.
Oh, thank you.
Those watching at home, that's $5,440 to Confident Girl Mentoring Program. And honestly, this makes me so emotional to see you guys working together. We truly are the city of good neighbors, and this is just one of the examples of us coming together.
On behalf of Confident Girl Mentoring, I just would like to say thank you. Thank you for considering us for this donation. Thank you for thinking of the organization. As you said earlier, yes, we are out here on the front lines making sure that our young people have the tools that they need to make sure that they survive, not just currently, but in the future. So thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it, and this will definitely be used for good work. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. It is so wonderful to see this beautiful act of kindness. Up next, we're going to catch up with Pastor Terry King with Saving Grace Ministries and Catherine Roberts with the Resource Council of Western New York. Make sure to follow us on all of the latest social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. we are on location at the Resource Council of Western New York, and we're here with
Reverend Terry King, Board Chair of the Resource Council.
Catherine Roberts, President and CEO of the Resource Council of Western New York.
And I just wanted to catch up and get more of an update of where we are today as a community and as the Resource Council moves forward. What are things like today?
I think we have a pace of giving to the community that is representative of the outpouring of support from corporate foundations, individuals, neighbors, and it just speaks to the true love and support that the community has exhibited over the past several weeks. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, in partnership with Tops and Feed More, Catherine and her team have logistically assembled what I think is a monumental task to feed thousands on a daily basis, and with groceries that are being distributed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there's another location at the John B. Wiley Center, and I think it just speaks to the heart of our community, rising and really writing a new story about Buffalo and how loving Buffalo can be. And you know, besides the food that is given, which is really crucial to this community, it's what's happening inside the building that Catherine and her team have been able to assemble with the partnership of the emergency response team, the FBI, Erie County, and the DA's office. And I'll let Catherine explain. There's crisis intervention and support for the families and victims. And there's not a day that goes by, 7 days a week, that we don't have 30, 40, and sometimes 50 victims in for really necessary services and crisis counseling.
Absolutely. So that leads me to my next question. Catherine, what does it mean to you to see the City of Good Neighbors come together and provide the resources that the Resource Council needs to move forward, you know, through this tragic incident that affected our community?
You know, as Reverend King said, the response has been overwhelmingly supportive. This is the type of support and resources that Eastside communities should see all the time, not just when a tragedy happens. We're hoping that the spirit of giving and loving and just encouraging and supporting each other continues on, and the number of volunteers and nonprofits and the corporate community that have come out to support us in ways that are just unimaginable is something that I'd like to see continue on, you know, beyond this tragedy.
Absolutely. And so, Catherine and Terry, how can people help as we move forward? Like you said, these resources are going to be needed forever, essentially. What resources can we give our community or bring to you that will help?
I think it's time and treasure. I think we all have to see what we can give: diapers, toiletry, soft products, paper products, financial support. These needs are ongoing and probably will continue way beyond July, even after the store opens. We're realizing the value of this community center to impact the community that it surrounds, and we're seeing our services increase. And Catherine can address that. Prior to this tragedy, you know, our community center was engaged with families, children, learn to swim, after-school program, and that has increased 4- and 5-fold over the last several weeks.
You've seen an increase in demand for sure then.
Oh, absolutely. We are running, prior to this, we were running 6 days a week with programming that includes after-school programming. We are presently preparing for our summer camp. We have a mentoring program in conjunction with the City of Buffalo. We have a youth workplace development program on Tuesdays for our high school students who are entering the job field. On Saturdays, we call it our Health and Wellness Saturdays, where we have Zumba classes for adults, cooking classes for children, a kids zone where parents can bring their children early in the morning and come back at 1 o'clock. And we also have basketball skills and drills and just an assortment of activities for families to take part of. And the increase in the number of people who are coming through our doors is just phenomenal. And it just shows that this is a community hub, a safe haven for this community. And we need the resources to continue to operate at this level and expand our operating hours.
Absolutely. So where can people learn more about how to help the community resource, the Resource Council of Western New York, rather?
They can call me, Catherine Roberts, at 783-8259.
All right, thank you so much. And then for the Saving Grace Ministries, how can people learn more about that as well, Pastor Terry King?
sgmworld.org, and on our social media, Saving Grace Ministries and the Resource Council of Western New York.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Saving Grace Ministries began in 1999, and it began with a vision to house homeless men returning from prison who really needed to have accountability, shelter, and opportunity. And what we've grown into is a number of facilities that house and care for men and women returning from incarceration, as well as now an outreach to young adults, children, and those that have really been marginalized and have a trajectory of life that would lead towards incarceration, and we're able to impact them through sports, recreation, affordable housing, and providing long-term housing, and a number of other outreaches that really is amazing to see what God has allowed to happen in the journey of Saving Grace.
What they did for me is when I got out, they gave me, I was there, they gave me a place. I was living there when I got on parole. And then when I got off, they gave me a job, and they gave me the opportunity to put faith in me to do the job. And at the time, what they saw in me, I don't know, but they just saw a little something that they gave me a chance.
During my time, I was like, I got to change. I got to find better ways how to become a man, become a human being, become more an asset. It just helped stay focused, and not worry, because I used to worry a lot. I worry about things and try to make things happen, and if you have God on your side, you don't got to do that. You just turn it over to Him, and you have to work your faith in order for it to manifest into something.
We're here to not be their voice, but to give them a voice and let them rise. And I go back to not judging, but holding them accountable. And it's to win the love of their heart, to say, look, we believe in you. That this mental health diagnosis does not mean you're shackled to your past for the rest of your life. You can be set free. Christ can set you free. And in our journey, we're here to introduce that love to them that maybe no one else has ever spoken into their life, that they have a meaning and purpose in community. And so we see someone, and we see it all the time, that comes bitter, angry, and in that position, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months later, they're here. They're part of the family, part of our culture. They don't want to leave. To see those individuals now, 70+% staying out of prison and becoming meaningful members of community, that's it. That is just what community is about.
Again, I want to thank Lisa LaTrovato, Tiffany Lewis, Pastor Terry King, and Catherine Roberts for your dedication to our community and for coming on the show. You can learn how to help 50 Fabulous Women Giving Circle, Confident Girl Mentoring Program, and the Resource Council of Western New York online at gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. I want to thank WBBZ-TV for their support, and until next time, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. Thanks for watching. Remember, hate is in the moment, love is forever.
In our family.